Are you sitting comfortably and in a quiet space? Our first Learn to Listen story is called Down by the Creek. In a moment, you can push pause and in your own time make a prediction about what this story could be about, who the characters could be, are there any animals, and what the setting may look like. Push pause now. Welcome back. I will now start to read Story 1, Down by the Creek. Remember, it is your job to listen, make connections, and visualize as I read. Down by the Creek. Elizabeth has a creek near her house. On the weekends, Elizabeth goes to play near the creek. She is allowed to go by herself because she is 12 years old. She likes to look at all the little animals who live in the creek. Can you guess what lives in the creek? There are tadpoles and lots of little fish. Sometimes Elizabeth even sees a little turtle paddling in the creek. But very best of all, she likes to watch the wild ducks swim and dive in the creek. There are now a series of 7 questions for you to answer. Remember to push pause after each question. That gives you time to think. So your job is to listen, make connections, and visualize. Question 1. Who is the girl in the story? Push pause. If you answered Elizabeth, you are correct. Question 2. What does Elizabeth have near her house? Push pause. If you answered a creek, you are correct. Question 3. When does Elizabeth go down by the creek to play? Press pause now. If you answered on the weekends, you are correct. Question 4. How old is Elizabeth? Press pause now. If you answered 12, you are correct. Question 5. What does Elizabeth like to watch in the creek? Press pause now. All the little animals was the answer. Question 6. What does Elizabeth sometimes see paddling in the creek? Press pause now. A little turtle is the answer to question 6. Question 7. Of all the animals, which one does she like watching the best? Press pause now. If you answered the wild ducks, you are correct. I would like you to now write your own story. Think of a time you have played in a creek. Think about the setting and try to make some connections. When you played in or near a creek, were there animals, fish or tadpoles? Did you try to catch any of them? If so, how? Have you watched leaves float down a creek? Was the water cold? Did you have bare feet? I would now like you to write your own story. Your setting is a creek. Your main character is Elizabeth. It is up to you to decide Elizabeth's next adventure. Remember your punctuation, full stops and capital letters. Elizabeth is a proper noun, so remember to use a capital letter for her name. Elizabeth is spelt capital E-L-I-Z-A-B-E-T-H. You can introduce more characters if you like. I am looking forward to reading all of your stories. Keep your stories safe with all your other academic learning. This is the end of Learning to Listen and Remember 1.